Hello. Hi, Donna.
Hello, how are you?
Doing really well.
I love
Really,
the pink.
thank you. Really excited about our topic today. So I'm going to introduce. Hi, I'm Daryl, and this is Donna, and we are here with Raw and Real with Daryl and Donna. Go figure. And this is a guide to living a new reality. If you choose, always choice.
Always choice.
That's a good topic too, Donna.
I like that one a lot.
I like that one too. We should just go with that. So we are going to talk today about manifestation. We told the audience in our last session that we were going to take in some comments and questions about what they want to manifest, and then allow them to come and join us and sit in a 17-second manifestation where they can actually then practice that and get trained on how to do that.
Perfect. Love
Maybe
it.
they won't need any more than this 17 seconds.
Maybe. It's really that simple. It's creating a new reality, new directions, new whatever you want, whether it be romance or money or location or trips. It's the same process every single time.
So tell us about the process before we go into it. Share a little.
Okay. Yeah. So your thoughts are electrical in nature. Okay. They go out on an electrical pattern, an electrical frequency. Your heart is magnetic in nature. And what did I say, feature? A new word.
I think you said feature. In nature.
Magnetic in nature.
Magnetic, so it draws.
So it pulls in what you want. So there's really no doing anything, but it's rather being. So getting clear with your thoughts, projecting it out there. The easiest way is to use appreciation. You know, in our last video, we talked gratitude versus appreciation. Use your appreciation that you're so excited that you can even think of this new choice, that you're even aware of this new choice, and let it go out there. And then you go into your 17 seconds of, we'll call it a meditation, if you like, a creative meditation.
Kind of just like a mental flow, like a daydream. To me, it's like a daydream.
It's a daydream.
I love the daydream. Yeah.
It's a daydream with power. So when you're using your feelings in this daydream, you're pulling it back in, because that's your heart.
Conscious daydreaming. I'm coining that phrase. I love it.
Yes.
That's what we're teaching right now. We're going to guide people through a conscious daydream.
Yep. That's exactly what we're doing. So I could give you a little short example about the Hopi natives. Okay.
Yeah.
When they're doing a rain dance, they don't go and pray for rain or meditate for rain. They go to their certain location that's sacred to them, and they do a dance. And while they're doing that dance, they're pretending, they're unconscious daydreaming of the soil so wet that's muddy, it's squeaking up through their toes, they're splashing in puddles. It could last 17 seconds. They walk away.
What a great
story. It rains.
That's a great example. That was perfect, Donna.
I really take credit. Well, that one comes from Greg Braden. So he's the one that taught me all of this at a super, super high level.
Well, I'm giving you credit because you have done so much training with these top people in the world, you know, I'm giving you the credit because it doesn't matter where it came from. You've taken it in and made it your own, you know, and you live that way. So it's huge. I remember when you taught me. I remember being with you, and I'll share this with the audience because it was really interesting. I remember on the last day sitting on the deck getting ready for you to take me to the airport, and you were like, "What's wrong?" Because you picked up on something, and I'm like, God, I've just never been jealous of a woman before in my life. I said to you, never. I said, but I'm feeling like some jealousy coming up. And you were like, well, what's that about? And I'm like, just the way you live, because I got to see you in motion for 10 days. And I saw the magic, right? You know, so it's not, I wasn't hearing it from you or whatever, you know, from you or for somebody telling you a story about something. I actually got to see it. And I was like, oh, I want to live that way. And you were like, you can, I'll teach you. And as soon as I got home, man, you were like, you're going to read this book and that book and, and then you started, and it wasn't hard. I mean,
No.
it was pretty quick.
Well, look where you are right now. I remember you sitting on the deck saying, I want a location similar to the feeling that you get from your house, how the flow is in your house. I want that for me. And like, poof, it was very quick.
Really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the following summer because it was 2018, I was with you. And then 2019, when I got out of Dodge, got out of California and got here and bought the house and created the whole vibe. So it was pretty awesome. And it was Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Yourself.
That's a good one.
You turned me onto that book and it changed my world.
Yep,
and I recommend that to all my clients.
I remember, I forget where you said you wanted to look at. And I said, well, I don't know. I keep seeing you in Florida or on the East Coast somewhere. And, you know, that was just,
Oh, yeah.
and because I do intuitive readings, but that's what I kept feeling, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, you worded it like we all have a geographical, I forget the name that you said, like a home, like a geographical attraction, like where we are at our energetic best in that space, in that place, not just space, but the actual location. And you felt, for me, it was Florida. And I'm here.
Yeah, no, look
And
at
it's
you
true. And it was true. So cool stuff. All right. So yeah, let's so some of the comments that came in were mostly very, very similar. They were on money, manifesting more money, and partnership, romance, or love.
Oh, yeah.
So let's do a daydream.
A daydream. Which one do you want to pick? Which one?
Let's pick the partnership first.
Okay.
And yeah.
Do you want me to just give them give us an example and go with that?
No, what I want to do is allow them, I want you to bring them in with us right now. So that these people who want partnership. So you, I would say to them, okay, so if you're here now watching this video and you want to manifest partnership, go ahead and have a seat somewhere comfortable where you can kind of have your spine upright, but comfy, and put your feet nice and grounded on the floor. Take a nice deep breath and then just let it go and become really present to what we're going to do right now. Just let everything from the past go. Let whatever you have to do in a few minutes go. Just be here now while Donna brings us through a nice daydream for partnership. Now you might have to change for your idea of partnership a little bit, but we're gonna go for it and show you what it's like.
You may really like some of the things I say, and you may want to piggyback on them. So I love piggybacking on what somebody says, because I might never have thought about it. I'm like, hey, I'm buying that, or I'm claiming that. Copy paste, put it in my vortex.
Definitely.
Okay? So with your breath, breathe in and exhale. And I want you to think of how you would like to feel around your wonderful partner, your wonderful romantic partner. How do you feel in their presence? I feel at peace. I feel at ease. I feel relaxed. I feel inspired. I feel loved. I feel supported. I feel honored. I feel safe. All those feelings are wonderful feelings for me to feel with my partner. I love it. And in turn, we create a space together that creates connective awareness, conscious awareness between both of us. We're both consciously aware of our space and our time and our feelings and our emotions. It's all easy for us. Communication is smooth, clear, honest, cherished, honored, and respected. spending time doing projects together is so much fun, whether it's a creative project, a work project. We love having our own time together too. We both value that just as much as being together. Our meals together, oh man, we eat very similar. We enjoy similar foods. So it's nice. He can cook just as well as I can, and we take turns. And I love his food just as much as he loves mine. And nature. We love being in nature and the feeling of the breeze on a warm summer evening when we're going for a walk, sitting down at a cafe, having a late night dinner. It's so harmonious between us with all our families. It's just easy. Every single thing about our connection is easy and joyful. I love spending time together. You can take a few minutes now to add in anything for your partner that I haven't mentioned. Like, we're both healthy and vibrant. We value that. We value our freedom. We value our health. We have very similar values and morals in life. We're in harmony, which means we integrate together really well. And when you're ready, open your eyes and give appreciation for all those choices you've just made. See how it made you feel in your heart to even think of those choices.
Sometimes I think it's enough just to daydream about it because it feels so good that could I just do that every day and be just as happy as if I was in a relationship? Well, so Joe would say that your body, and you'll know more about this than me, Donna, so maybe this is a good segue into this conversation, shifting into a new reality, that your body does not know the difference between something that is really, that you're really physically doing or being or whatever, or that if you're daydreaming about doing something. He even went so far as to say something like they did a study about, I don't know if it was push-ups or let's just say it was push-ups, where somebody just daydreamed about doing push-ups, and they did it consecutively every day. Now, don't quote me on the statistics of the whole thing or the, because I don't remember, but they did a study and the person grew muscles from daydreaming. Okay. So that's the example I'm giving for what I'm saying about how I just felt. Like, I just felt like I was hanging on the couch. I got really soft, and, it was just that engulfing of love where you just feel so connected and soft and safe and so peaceful. And I was there, I was in that space. So it wouldn't be too far of a reach to say that I've just attracted that, like that could come in. Like, I wouldn't be surprised that somebody walked into my life tomorrow based on what I just felt.
Yep, that's exactly how it works. Okay, first of all, your body doesn't know the difference. The universe, the energy, the quantum physics of the sea that we live in, the energetic sea, doesn't know the difference between past, present, and future, pretending or real. It has no clue.
Amazing.
All it does is reading you. It's like every 10 seconds, that soup that we live in, that energetic soup, is taking our vibrational pulse. What currents are we emitting every 10 seconds?
So let's get into that a little more, because that is a shift in reality. It's a wonderful shift in reality that I made years ago, but I could see how some of the listeners, that could be a huge leap. But if we can break it down a little bit and give them some sort of intellectual understanding, like the science of that, let's give some science. I mean, you just did, but let's break it down a little bit if you can.
So, are you breathing right now? And do you have a heart rate?
Yes, I do. Yes, I am.
So that's energy. There's energy that's keeping you going. You don't consciously think about breathing. You don't consciously have to think to make your heart pulse. There's something that holds us in an energetic field that does that for us. We don't tell a baby how to grow inside our womb. It just happens. There is a consciousness far above and beyond what we could ever possibly imagine that's taking care of us or looking over us or reading us. And it doesn't care what's right, wrong, or good for bad for us. Its job is to read our pulse. And this is where free will comes into play.
Our energetic pulse,
Energetic
not our heartbeat, not our heartbeat, right?
Our
Energetic. Okay, just.
But it's the same thing as your heartbeat. It's the same essence, okay?
Essence.
Energy's energy. It can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be altered, changed, and transformed. So that's why we get to create and recreate our realities.
That is so powerful. And that is something that I teach. It's, to me, it's like the only thing you need to help people as a coach, to help people with, no matter what they come to you with. It seems like I always want to start there, because I feel that if a shift in reality, first of all, if they get it and they choose it, then they can control it. Whereas normally people come to coaches because they think something's out of their control and they want help. So if I can teach them that it's all in your control, right? So that's always like my starting point, because I feel like it's so powerful if they can get it and start practicing that way of living, that, you know, I'm giving them the golden goose.
So here's something to piggyback on that. You know, we want something to be orderly, or we want to control something, and that's different than being in control. Or
Yeah,
you know,
very different. I didn't mean that.
different.
Yeah.
So when things seem chaotic, that is the natural order of the universe. So when you can get to the space of, I don't know, you're in that soup, and that's where all the potential and possibility lies.
So you just said when chaos, what everything in the universe you said is running on like a chaotic energy?
Yes, it's
like,
not chaotic energy. Chaos is a natural order of the universe, because it can pick and pull and pluck as many potentials from any dimension, any time frame, and give it to you now. And our only job at that point is to be open to receive it. So a lot of people say, it was too good to be true, or it happened so friggin' fast, I overlooked it, or they'll say stuff like that, because it is that fast.
Yeah. And
you will receive it the moment that you can be in alignment. So people will say, oh, I had lessons to learn. And this is a big bugaboo for me. Believe me, there's no lessons to learn in life. There really isn't. There's skills, tips, and tools to pick up. But once you align your thoughts and your heart, there's no lessons. If you got results that weren't so good, and I've been there, it's because I didn't keep my thoughts accurate, and I let down my own borders and boundaries and accepted something less than what I originally asked for.
You're out of alignment.
No,
your heart and we're out of alignment.
Yeah, it was out of alignment. And you know what? We know when we're doing that, the instant it happens.
We do.
It makes 52 weeks to come to realization and accept it. But we know the very first moment it happens. And right.
So why is it not a lesson? Why is that not a lesson learned?
Well, the only lesson learned is you didn't keep your thoughts in alignment with your heart. People will go into, oh, I had to have that happen to me because of this and because of this. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, I just got it. Oh, how long have you been saying this to me, Donna? And I just fully embodied it. I just got it.
Your eyes went.
Yes, yeah. Wow. Well, there goes me ever talking about lessons to my clients again, because that's where you and I always have had this difference of like, well, you know, I do kind of look at my life and what lessons did I get from this, and it can be a like a stepping stone to the level that I just got right now with you, to look at it at lessons, because most people aren't looking at even that evolved like lessons. They're playing victim.
But wait a
So-
minute. Stop right there, because there's a nugget right there. Here's the really sucky thing about that. No, keep what you're going to say, because you're going to follow in with this. The really sucky thing about that is, while we're deciphering, what lesson did I learn? We're thinking about it, and we're going to recreate it with the next partner that shows up.
Because we're
Because
putting our
we're getting
attention
time.
there. Because
Yeah.
we're putting our attention there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So the universe doesn't know the difference between daydreaming, remembering, or now.
Wow.
Doesn't know.
And that's why when people tell their story, like I remember, this was a really fun story. It's a really fun story for me to tell. I was going through something, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and it just like nothing I did was resolving this feeling that I was having around a past experience. And so I went to a therapist. Somebody turned me on to this great therapist who did like hypnosis and past life regression. And, he was a cool dude for sure, but it was expensive. I went every week for like 4 weeks in a row, and I felt worse afterwards. And I said to myself, I had to recreate the whole story for him on the first session, right? So now I've just paid like $200 to recreate a story that I'm trying to push away from me. And I even said to him, like there might have been a better way to do this, like where I didn't have to recreate all that. Even if I had to type it up real quick to you, it's a little less feeling than when I'm speaking to someone about it. But anyway, and I wouldn't have to pay for it if I was emailing it to him in advance. But anyway, so like $1,000 later, I felt worse. And a friend said to me, here, just take these mushrooms, some medicinal magic mushrooms. Problem solved, right? So I was like, I don't do stuff like that. I'm not a cannabis person. I'm not nothing, no alcohol. I'm just not, never have been. So it was a stretch for me, but I was so in alignment when she said it. I was like, that sounds about right. She explained some of her story to me anyway, and I did it. And do you know that after that one night by myself with a pretty mellow dose, but enough to go into another dimension, never came back. I thought I was going to have to do it several times, to be honest, but that feeling I had, all the stuff, attachments I had to whatever that situation was that I was having a hard time getting past, gone. This is years later, and it never came back. But the point was that, the whole thing with the stories and the therapy and everything, it's telling you stories over and over and over. Even when people come for coaching and they start to tell their story, I have to kind of stop them like, all right, I don't really need the whole story to help you. And it's not helpful for you to spend your time with me telling your story.
Not at all.
It's going to hurt you even more. It's going to like really lock you into that story and like recreate it again, like Donna said. So yeah.
It's like, put your foot on the brake or put your foot on the gas. But if you put your foot on both at the same time, you're not going anywhere. You can just spin out and burn rubber.
It's kind of, yeah.
We do that constantly. It's just like so lame, and it's so useless. And it's so wasteful of time.
Our session's about up, and I just want to come full circle, as I like to do, with the manifestation, 17-second, getting it embodiment. So let's just say some final things on that can really come full circle and wrap this up.
Okay, so 17 seconds equals 2,000 action hours. Holy save time. 30, if you could do it for 34 seconds, that's equivalent to 20,000 action hours.
So I'm going to explain the action hours, because you
action hours.
Like in a like, if you wanted a car, instead of just doing a 17-second manifestation of feeling your new car, feeling and smelling it in the radio, and walking up to it and seeing it in the parking lot, all that stuff that embodies it, you would have to go shopping and search and research online, hours and hours and hours of time before you get your car. That's what we're talking about when Donna's saying 17 seconds equals 2,000 hours.
It really works like this. And I've got things delivered to me that I have been working on, and I didn't have to do a thing, including a vehicle. Somebody came into my driveway. They were meeting somebody else there. I said, "Oh, cute car. That's exactly what I was looking for." They said, "Great, it's for sale." I paid them right then and there. End of story.
That's the kind of stuff that I saw happen to you in those 10 days I was with you in Canada. And I especially love your story about how you needed something removed from your front yard, like a big truck, like would have to remove it. And you were thinking about it and envisioning the whole thing. And next thing you know, like literally in that moment, I think you said about 10 minutes later,
Yeah.
you heard this loud noise that sounded like a truck, and you went outside and a truck was coming around the corner. You flagged it down and they did the work for you.
You know those big, heavy pavers that do highways? You know, they roll and they pave out the
Oh
highway.
yeah, like blacktop.
Like new asphalt. Yeah. So my lawn, it was springtime and people had left the roadway and drove on my lawn because I live out in cottage country. So sometimes you know, whatever. And I had ruts all in my front lawn. And I was like, oh my God, I do not have the energy and I don't want to spend the money to have to resurface my front lawn. And I said, well, wouldn't it just be cool if a big paver came by? I can imagine him just rolling down one swipe and done. And then I came into the house. I heard, I was like, I go out and right at the corner of my house, there's a paver there. I live in cottage country on a gravel road. Hello.
It's crazy. I just love that story. So that was a good story to end this. That brought it full circle.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks.
All right,
Yeah, that was awesome. So I hope you guys got a lot out of that today. And we're just, go ahead and like the channel, subscribe to the channel, I should say, so you can get notified when we bring a new session, a new raw and real episode to our channel. And we are going to be consistently living in a new reality, and we want you to join us.
Please. Perfect. Next time, guys.
Bye.